comfortable seated position. It is challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we're uncomfortable in our bodies. And then when you're ready, an invitation to bring your hands together in prayer pose, if this is easy for you. And to take a moment to set a simple intention for your practice. Set your intention with one word, and we will revisit it at the end of the practice. Release your arms down by your side, turn your palms face up, and then wiggly fidget, shake your hands vigorously. So if anything I share with you today does not feel comfortable, if it doesn't feel right, skip it, or come out of the pose or the movement and come back to breathing. And so if we're focused on our breath, we are practicing yoga. And so from here, let's transition into a practice I like to call mindful movement. So not mindful, however, mindful. And so as you're ready, reach your arm up to the sky. And then slowly float your arm down. A gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. This one, maybe turning your gaze up if it doesn't create tension in your neck. And then slowly float your arm down. A gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. And slowly float your arm down. So let's explore adding a gentle breath to the movement. On inhale, reach your arm up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down the full length of your exhale. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Release both arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs or your knees. And we'll begin the practice on the other side. As you're ready, reach your arm up to the sky. And slowly float your arm down. A gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. And slowly float your arm down. Let's explore adding a gentle breath to the movement. On inhale, reaching up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down the full length of your exhale. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Release both arms down by your side. This time, let's reach both arms up to the sky. Take a look between your palms. If it doesn't create tension in your neck, then return your gaze on the horizon. Fold your fingers in, press into the palms or your hands, or maybe placing your hands on the back of your head. And together we can shout out, I am, I can, and I will. And with a sigh of relief, float your arms down. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Give your hands a little shake out again, so wiggly fidgets. So often in the classes, I like to include a bit of yoga philosophy, breath work, the asana, the physical postures, and meditation. And so I also have fallen in love with poetry in the last few years. So I have a poem that I'd like to share with you today by Mary Oliver, and it's called The Summer Day. And it goes like this. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean. The one who has flung herself out of the grass. The one who is eating sugar out of my hand. Who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down. Who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I've been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have been doing? Or, pardon me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? And so an invitation to soften your gaze. Ground down through your sits bones. Soften through your abdomen. Lengthen up through your spine. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Lift up through the crown of your head. And then from here, we'll transition into a gentle warm-up for our neck and our shoulders. So as you're ready, begin with simple neck rolls. See if you can resist the temptation to move your head to its full range of motion. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. And then move your head in the other direction. Now move your head up and down as if nodding yes. On inhale, look up and then drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale, look up. Be careful not to throw your head back. And drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale, look up. Drop your chin towards your chest. When you're ready, turn your gaze looking past your shoulder. Pause. And then visualize moving your chin up and down slightly. Move your head back through center, gazing over your opposite shoulder. Imagine moving your chin up and down slightly. Bring your head back through center. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm by your side and then stir the pot. And then circle in the opposite direction. So motion is lotion. We want to keep moving. And when you're ready, we'll meet back at center. Drop your ear towards your shoulder, opposite side. Release your opposite arm by your side. Stir the pot. And circle your arm in the opposite direction. And back at center. Take a moment, and when you're ready, stretch your arms in front of you, stretch your palms, and then take your fingertips to your shoulders, stretch your palms, fingertips to your shoulders, and stretch. And now let's explore alternating from side to side. Release your arms by your side, turn your palms face up, take your fingertips to your shoulders, and then imagine that you're drawing circles with your elbow points on the screen in front of you. See if you can create a little half smile, like a little Buddha smile. When we smile, it releases saliva, and so we want a nice juicy mouth, juicy body. You all know what it's like to go to the dentist and have a dry mouth. And then reverse the direction. Take a pause anytime you'd like. And come back into the movement in a minute. And then as you're ready, slowly going out of the movement. So Kim, you just sent a message. Just moving in. See if I can read it. Two chats. Christy says she's waiting to get in. Bobbie, can I read a short quote today about nature? Of course. At the end of the class, Kim, or do you want to read it now?
Whenever you like. I have a question though. Christy, she's with our group. She lives in Fort Nelson, and she says she's waiting to get in. Do you see her in the waiting room?
I don't see her in the waiting room. Is she trying to get in through the Zoom link or through the Facebook live stream?
You know what? Maybe Marnie gave her the link. So why don't I cut and paste the link and send it to her? Because if she says she's waiting for them to yoga to let me in, but you're not. Why don't I'll just take a pause and give her the proper link if that's okay. And then whenever you want, I can read the poem, Bobbie, but I'm going to let Christy in with the proper link, okay?
Sure. How about when you're back, you're settled?
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. I'll just turn my screen off while I'm doing this.
Okay. All right. So let's begin again, fin again. So where were we? Shoulders, neck and shoulders. So yeah, let's do some work with our hands as well. So I believe that our hands are connected not only to our mind, but to our heart as well. And so stretch your palms. Imagine starfish if you'd like. And then bear claw, soft fist, starfish, bear claw, soft fist. Circle your wrists in one direction. Circle your wrists in the opposite direction. So maybe noticing if one wrist is tighter than the other. And so we, just as human beings, we tend to be tighter on one side than the other. And then when you're ready, imagine you're playing piano. So we're getting this synovial fluid, Mother Nature's WD-40 going into all our little joints and our fingers. Turn your palms face up, circle your thumbs in one direction. Circle in the opposite direction. So micro movements, visualizing the movement, focusing on what we can do. When you're ready, interlace your fingers loosely, or maybe taking hold of your elbows, and then imagine you're drawing the infinity symbol. So when we move with our breath, magical things happen. Release your arms or your hands. When you're ready, reach your arms up to the sky. Extend beyond your wrists, beyond your fingertips. Hold your fingers in, press into the palms of your hands, or place your hands on the back of your head. And together, this time we can shout out, we are. We can. And we will. And with this sigh of relief, release your arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs, your knees. And take a moment to notice how's your breath. Notice any subtle sensations. And so from here, we'll transition into pranayama practice. So pranayama, just a fancy word for breath, a breathing exercise, breath control. And so your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Sitting comfortably, effortlessly upright. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then an invitation to begin to turn your gaze down towards the earth. So moving away from the busyness in our minds and more towards our heart. So an invitation to bring a gentle awareness to your breath. And so maybe noticing that as we inhale, things expand. On exhale, things contract. Maybe noticing, is your breath long? Is it smooth? Or is it jagged? Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Or maybe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Or if it feels better for you, breathing in and out through your mouth. So if you're congested, breathe in whatever way you can. And I'd like to invite you to bring your hands in a triangle around your navel center. In preparation for a simple breathing exercise, the research shows can help with pain management and anxiety. So as you're ready, begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. When we lengthen our exhale, it is calming for our nervous system. And then see if you can begin to smooth out your breath. Your inhales and exhales are about the same duration and quality. At any point, if you notice that your mind gets distracted and wants to wander off, know that that's okay. That is the nature of our mind. Simply bring your awareness back to your breath. And now see if you can add a quality of softness to your breath. So maybe imagine that you're petting your favorite fur kit, or that you just tasted something delicious. And see if you can bring that same softness to areas of your body that you feel are too tight or knotted. Our breath is long and smooth and soft. As we breathe in and as we breathe out. So just for a few more breaths, or as long as feels comfortable, I'd like to invite you to keep this simple breathing exercise flowing. If you'd like to add a gentle swaying movement, be calming for our nervous system. And so maybe bringing a gentle awareness to the sounds around you. So I can hear the whoosh of the car passing by. I can hear the ticking of the old clock in my living room. And so maybe noticing the gentle tone of my voice, and then in a loving way, bring your awareness back to your breath. Our old friend, our breath. And so, wherever you are in your breathing practice, allow your breath to come back to its natural rhythm. Your natural rhythm. Maybe observing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Drop your chin towards your chest. Gradually blink your eyes open. And so we are falling awake, not asleep. Falling awake, not asleep. And so notice if you felt a subtle shift in your energy. And so at any time we practice mindful breathing, in a way, it acts like a bridge between our mind and our body. And so at this time, I'd like to invite Kim, who has asked if she can share a poem about
It's just, thank you, Bobbie. It's just a short little poem, but I know that Sheila had asked me a bit about the nature bathing afternoon that I spent on, enjoying on Saturday, and Marnie also joined me, as well as a number of other people. And I think a lot of us here also really enjoy nature as well, and all that nature has to offer us, and the whole interconnectedness of every being. And so I really like this poem. It's by an Aboriginal writer, Richard Wagonese, and it's a very short one, but if we pause to think about it, I really enjoyed it, and especially after reading about his life story. I'll write his name in the chat. To be struck by the magnificence of nature is to be returned again in the all too brief moments to the innocence in which we were born. Awe, wonder, humility. It's in his book, Embers, One Ojibwe's Meditations.
Beautiful. Thanks for sharing that, Pam.
I love your grasshopper one too. I love nice little quotes and images. So thank you for letting me share.
Mm-hmm. Anytime. So is that Marty I see? Oh, Josie and Sue.
Marnie and Christy are trying to join, but I've tried to help Christy, so is Marnie, but apparently Marnie's here too.
Right, I see Marnie and Christy.
Oh, good, so they're, okay.
Well, saying they're there, I guess they voted, signed on as panelists if you want to be seen. Okay. So we'll begin again. So let's repose. So at this time, if you want to walk your hips forward in the chair, come forward about 2/3 of the way. Make sure that your knees are over your ankles, your feet about hip distance apart. And so if you are wanting the back of the chair, needing the back of the chair for support today, honor that. And so yoga meets us exactly where we are. And so let's roll our shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you, if it's easy for you, to bring your hands into prayer pose. If this position of your hands makes you lose your balance, maybe placing your hands on your booty belly feels a little more grounding. And we'll transition into a practice called sun breath. On inhale, extend your arms up and away. And then bring your hands back together in prayer, either at your heart center or maybe to your Buddha belly. And so if you'd like, keeping this gentle heart opener flowing, imagine the sun at your heart center. And as you inhale, extending your arms away, imagine the radiant light of the sun standing all around you. And then gather that light and bring it back inside. This of the light that's always inside. Inhale. And this time on our exhale, making a humming sound like a bumblebee. Of course, you're more than welcome to listen if you like. Inhale. And so you might notice when we make the humming sound, it lengthens our exhale. Inhale. Spread your fingers wide, make soft kiss. One last time. Exhale. Place one hand on your Buddha belly, the area between your navel and your pubic bone, the other on your heart center. And taking a moment to maybe feeling the rise and fall of your chest and belly. So let's do a little take out, wiggy fidgets. So a dear friend of mine sent me an email one day and it said, dance like a toddler. They don't care who's watching. So do a little bum dance. Wiggly fidgets. And so I think from here we'll begin the movements of the spine. And so I think today we'll begin with the practice of called finding your balance. And so if balance is a challenge for you, we are going to be doing the movements of the spine, so side, twist. Use whatever device you need to keep yourself stable in your chair. And a gentle reminder that we never forfeit balance to come into a pose or movement. So it might be today that visualizing the movement works for you. And so math is. And so that said, let's repose, feet are placed firmly on the floor, on your footrest. Sits bones are sharp on the chair. Our spine is long, front body is soft. Roll your shoulders up, back and down, just a few. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then as you're ready, hinging from the hip, lead with your heart, not your head. Come forward. And so it's not about seeing how far we can go. We just come to that just right amount of effort and ease. And then rock back up. So an invitation to keep this gentle, rocky movement flowing in your own time and rhythm. For a few more breaths or as long as feels comfortable. And noticing that sometimes when you come into a forward fold, our chin wants to jut up. So tuck your chin in slightly. And finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to your neutral spine. Release your arms by your side and take a moment to notice how's your breath. Our old friend, our breath. Maybe noticing any subtle sensations. Trust that the sensations are there. Not going to be a rocket ship across the sky. And then from here, we'll begin to bend our spine. So sometimes practicing these gentle movements can be interesting to close our eyes or soften our gaze. Come on back to neutral spine. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, inhale through your nose unless you're congested. On your exhale, see if you can draw your sits bones towards each other. And release. Did you notice a subtle shift? You might have felt a little lift in your sternum. And so subtle, might only be apparent to you. And so when you're ready, let's bend our elbows low in front. Find a space you can gaze on softly that helps us to focus our mind, and then twist from side to side. So keeping your gaze straight ahead. And Bunny is coming to say hello. So I have a rabbit. I don't know if you can see him. He's at my feet. But yeah, his name is Evie. And if you'd like to challenge yourself a little more, bend your elbows, fingers reach to the sky, and moving with your breath. Maybe a little more challenging, elbows in line with your shoulders. And if you'd like, you could inhale, exhale through your nose, making the sound audible. Come back to neutral spine, release your arms, shoulders up, back and down, and shake out. And then take a moment to notice how that movement made you feel. Notice any subtle sensations. Okay. So let's come into one arm side stretch. Sweep your arm straight up to the sky. Allow your shoulder to soften away from your ear and then bend to the side. So stretching from our shoulder through our arm, extending beyond our fingertips. Avoid collapsing forward. Come out of the pose anytime you like. Come on, and slowly come out of the pose on this side. Take a moment and we'll practice the pose on the other side. So raise your arms straight up. Soften your shoulder away from your ear and bend to the side. So if you would like, you can take hold of the side of the chair, maybe resting your arm on your forearm on your armrest if you have. Stretching from our shoulder to our arm, extended beyond our fingertips. And release. Take a moment, resting your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. And notice how you feel. So you'll often hear me say it is not about what we look like in our yoga practice. The diagnostic tool is how do I feel? Noticing our breath, noticing subtle sensations. And so I think I'll share a couple more versions of the seated twist today. And so for this one, bring your hands into a prayer pose, if this is easy for you. And then as you're ready, bring your elbow down to your thigh or your knee. Lift your opposite elbow up and then gaze, maybe through the triangle or past your shoulder, your elbow. And then come on back through center. Other side, drop your elbow towards your knee, your thigh, other elbow lifts up. Turn your gaze up towards the sky, press into the palms of your hands. And then come on back through center. Release your arms by your side and take a rest. Really, the yoga happens between the poses and the movements. Feel your work. So when you're ready, draw your hands in towards your hip creases. As you do, begin to turn your gaze up towards the sky. Be careful not to throw your head back. If your head's back too far, it will be difficult to swallow. And we'll stay here for a few breaths or as long as feels comfortable. If it's available to you and you would like, you can take hold of the undersides of your chair, maybe interlacing your hands behind your back. And so we'll stay here for a few breaths or as long as feels comfortable. And release. Drop your chin towards your chest. Let your shoulders round towards your front body. Round your whole spine. On inhale, come on back to a neutral spine. When ready, drop your chin towards your chest. Let your shoulders round towards your front body, round your whole spine. On inhale, come on back to a neutral spine. So as we're practicing this gentle movement, sliding your hands forward and back on your lap can increase your proprioceptive awareness. Drop your chin around your shoulders, around your spine. Inhale, come on back center. Arms by your side, rest your hands on your thighs. Again, take a moment to notice how that movement made you feel. So let's come into another version of a seated twist. So this is more of a classical pose. And so make sure you're sitting comfortably. You might want to pull the buttock flush away from your sits bones. If possible, bring your feet a little wider than outer hip bone distance. It's okay to have your toes turned outward. And sitting up tall, reach your right hand over to your left near your thigh. Left hand comes beside you on the chair behind you. And so if you have osteoporosis, bulging disc, you do not want to go any deeper into the twist. Otherwise, an invitation to lengthen your spine and gently going into the twist a little deeper. Our head turns last. Slowly unwind. Take a moment. We'll come into the twist on the other side. When you're ready, reach your left hand over to your right near thigh. Right hand comes beside you or behind you. So this might be your pose today. You might want to explore going a little deeper. On inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Close your eyes, softly focused inward, or soften your gaze. And unwind. So rock and roll. Let's move in and out, flow in and out of the twist. Reach up on your inhale and then twist. Inhale, reach up and twist. Inhale, reach up and twist. One last time. Reaching up to the sky and twist. And then come on back to neutral spine when you're ready. And so twists, side bends can be pretty intense spinal movements. So we need to realign our spine. So we can do that with a seated forward fold. And so seated forward folds are contraindicated if you have fractures, so osteoporosis, bulging disc. So in which case you would visualize the movement. Imagination's power. And so otherwise, bring your hands in towards your hip creases, lengthen your spine, leading with the heart, not the head. Hinge from your hips, come forward. Let your head hang slightly to release the back of your neck, and then breathe into your lower back. As you're ready, slowly come out of the pose by pressing down through your inner heels. Place one hand on each near thigh, lift from your chest, and come on back. And so I'd like to share a practice with you called sun salutations. So sun salutations are honoring Mother Nature, the sun. And so this practice is heating and strengthening. And an invitation, gentle reminder to practice ahimsa. So only doing what feels comfortable for you, what feels right. And so it is not one size fits all. And so make sure your feet are placed evenly on the floor, your footrest, sits bones are sharp on the chair. Spine is long, front body soft. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then when you're ready, bring your hands together in prayer. Release your arms down by your side. Turn your palms face up. Soft, bending your elbows. Reach your arms up into mountain pose. So it might be that you feel comfortable with your elbows bent in goddess. Maybe it feels okay to reach up higher. So whatever your pose is today, take a look between your palms. If it doesn't create tension in your neck, then return your gaze on the horizon. Maybe bringing our hands together in prayer down through the heart. So bow your head towards your heart to create a little nerve flossing in your neck. Release your arms by your side, palms face up. Inhale into mountain pose. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through to the heart. Release your arms by your side. Spiral your palms open. Inhale into mountain. Palms come together in prayer down through the hinging from the hips. Come forward with a flat back. Take hold of the undersides of your chair. Tuck your chin in slightly. Forward fold. Pressing down through your inner heels, one hand on each near thigh. Come on back to a neutral spine. Bring your hands together in prayer. Arms by your side, palms face up, reach up into mountain. Have your hands come together in prayer, down through to the heart. Twist to the side. Come back center, twist to the other side. Breathing in, come back center. Release your arms by your side. Turn your palms face up. On inhale, reach your arms up into mountain. Maybe your hands come together in prayer down through. Turn your torso towards your left knee. Float your hands down over your knee if you like. Release your arms by your side. Reach up into mountain. Palms come together in prayer down through the heart. Turn your torso towards the right. Float your hands over your right knee. Arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, reach up to the sky. Hands come together in prayer down through. This time, if you'd like, and it's available to you, up to you, hug your knee in towards your chest and belly. Clasp your hands behind your thighs. Okay to lean back in your chair. And release. Hands come together in prayer. Arms by your side. Turn your palms face up. Reach up into mountain pose. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. This time, hug your right knee in towards your chest and belly. Clasp your hands behind your thigh. Knee to chest pose. And release. Hands come together in prayer. Place one hand on your heart center, the other on your Buddha belly. And then maybe noticing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. And breathe in between your hands. And so we're going to come down off the mountain. So reach one hand over to your armpit, place the other on your shoulder, tuck your chin in, round your spine, and notice how it feels to have your hands in this placement. I like to think of this as an I love me hug. And so because I love me, I can love all of you. So let's imagine that we're sending all our loved ones, friends, whomever, wherever, a big virtual hug. And then when you're ready, let's just float our arms down, shoulders up, back and down a few times. We'll shake out. And then come on, seated comfortably back in your chair in preparation for a short guided meditation and your final relaxation. And so, let's actually today bring our hands into maybe Yana Mudra. So mudras are hand gestures that were created to help us focus our mind. And so Yana Mudra, bring all your fingertips pressing into your thumbs. Resting your hands on your thighs, draw your hands in towards your hip creases. And then just keeping your index fingers pressing into your thumbs, extend your other 3 fingers. So if this mudra works for you, lovely. If not, choose another placement for your hands. And so we can think of, if you like, when your hands come into mudra as a symbol of connecting with your higher self or your higher power. So when you're ready, look down and into your heart. See what you can see. And then imagine that you're breathing into your heart. And so the meditation today is by Thich Nhat Hanh, a Zen Buddhist monk. And it goes like this. Breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I feel ease. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. And breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. So we will sit and breathe together for a few moments. Breathing. Come into whatever comfortable seated position you'd like for your final relaxation. And so if you have the ability to recline in your chair, go for it. Making sure that your head and neck is supported. Make sure that you are warm. And so it can be lovely to place a blanket on your thighs if that feels comfortable for you. That can sometimes create a grounding sensation. It can help with fatigue. So it might be a pillow, a blanket, even your pet if you have a pet. And so let's roll our shoulders up, back and down just a few times. And so not scrunching our shoulder blades together, but allowing our shoulders to soften away from our ears. Rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. Close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. The soft Buddha belly, the area between our navel and our pubic bone. Soft palms, quiet breath. Allow your breath to reflect the pose. Relax your jaw and clench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. And silently, if you'd like, on inhale, saying left. On exhale, go. Inhale, left. Exhale, go. If it is challenging to quiet the mind, sometimes placing our hands on our foot and belly and bringing our awareness to our breath can be helpful. Without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body again. Our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet, waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs if you'd like. And come on back, seated comfortably to finish up your yoga practice. And so thank you. Notice how you feel before and after your yoga practice. Questions or feedback, I always love to hear from you. So I will stay for a few moments after the class. Otherwise, have an awesome rest of the day. Thank you to Sasha,